So this film is about a merman, and I don't know another opportunity that will arise when I can get the opportunity to do this, but Merman, Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy, evil! Hello everybody, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured feature is The Shape of Water, directed by Mister Del Toro, the man behind movies like Hellboy, Hellboy 2: The Golden Army, and Pacific Rim with the giant robots and monsters. Ha! And this movie is about another monster, but more in the vein of a merman, creature from the Black Lagoon type. It's captured by the government, and there's a protagonist, played by Sally Hawkins. She's a mute, she can't speak, but she works here, and she's very curious, and she basically stumbles upon this creature that the government is holding as a secret, and falls in love with it. And this movie is a traditional cinematic romantic tale between woman and fish. But will the government and shady Michael Shannon get in the way of this forbidden love, or will this love blossom into a beautiful flower? When it comes to Mister Del Toro, I don't know what to really expect from myself with his movies. I really like Pacific Rim. I really like the first two Hellboy movies, and I don't like Crimson Peak. I haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth yet. I don't know why. Don't judge me, but I'm on and off with him. I went to this film hooked already because of the premise, but I didn't know what I was going to get. And what, in my opinion, what I got was a movie that you could pretty much make back in the 50s, but with more modern technology. This film had a lot of what I like to call the Bioshock effect, and by that, Bioshock is a video game that came out 10 years ago that involves water, supernatural elements, and the 50s. This film takes place in 1962 in Baltimore, but visually and musically, I got Bioshock vibe between the locations and the characters being family men. Ooh, look at you in your brand new Cadillac. You got the merman, which is a classic creature like Frankenstein or Dracula, creature from the Black Lagoon. Very, very old school. The movie feels old school, and it gave me this feeling of life. I love fresh ideas, and Guillermo del Toro is full of awesome, fresh ideas. He doesn't get to make most of them. I feel like his IMDb list is just flooded, but when he gets to make a movie that he wants to make, whether you like it or not, he puts his vision through from beginning to end, and it's admirable. The foundation of The Shape of Water, beyond all the great visuals and the actually engaging story, is the relationship between this mute woman and this merman. And while you don't get to learn much about the merman himself, where he came from, you learn a lot, or at least more, about Sally Hawkins' character, but you could totally believe and relate to why she falls in love with this merman, and the journey that they take once they connect with each other, both literally and figuratively. Once the relationship between these two characters clicks, it really takes a home run stride. On top of all the elements that Del Toro pieces together to create a really beautiful film, there are also just some really, really good characters in this movie. Sally Hawkins, above all the other actors in this movie, brings a level of vulnerability and curiosity and heart that just makes the movie feel whole. Without her, this movie is really nothing. The merman is cool and all, but you need this character to work in order for the whole movie to work. And Sally Hawkins, she does so much with so little, and it's really fascinating to me how much she does with how little she has. Michael Shannon, of course, plays the shady antagonist, but he has a little bit more to him in this movie. He has a little more personality. I think Michael Schauberg is in a lot of movies these days, and I think he's very much underutilized in most of those movies, but in this one, he is not. He gets the chance to shine, and I really liked where his character went. Richard Jenkins and Octavia Spencer both have really more comedic than I was expecting roles that, complemented with Sally Hawkins, creates a really cool and really fun dynamic. Being that this film takes place in the early 1960s, there is a history there with discrimination and not being accepted for who you are. I think the subtext that history creates with these main characters together helps that dynamic too. But I truly did fall in love with The Shape of Water. It's a movie that feels very traditional, classical, and cinematic in the most conventional terms, but to the best and highest degree. Del Toro creates a movie that could be any other creature feature. Monsters, government, chaos, ensues. But instead, what he does is create this really sweet and sincere love story that lets everything else unfold around it, and it's very believable. And being that this love story is believable, it makes the rest of the movie all the more engaging. Just beautiful atmosphere, beautiful tone, great music, great performances. I don't really have any complaints about the movie. I don't. For film fans, The Shape of Water has pretty much everything you want in a movie. It blends classical filmmaking techniques, classic world building, characters with real struggles even though there are antagonists and protagonists, and music that really does also bring everything together. Del Toro did everything right in this movie, and I fell in love with it, and I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's a mafiosously darn good movie. But now it's time to hear from you guys. Have you seen The Shape of Water? Let me know in the comments down below. If you can fall in love with any supernatural or monstrous creature, what would it be? If you enjoyed my review, please like and subscribe because that always helps. Comment down below about this review, and also check out my Stardust down below also. It's an app where you can review movies or TV shows in 30 seconds or less, and I love it. You will love it too if you love movies. I'm just a man sitting in front of a camera with a Dreamville shirt and a beanie telling you guys to have a great, awesome day. I'll see you guys next time.